Yeah, just it's all right. Just obviously it was pretty tense for all concerned the last few overs there. What was it like sitting watching?
Yeah, I suppose the beauty of Test cricket, really, where there can be a lot of excitement in a draw. And, you know, for us coming into the day, it was trying to bat long periods when we were up against a very strong side, and that of India, you know, a formidable attack. And so it was trying to take the game as deep as possible. And they managed to pick up a few wickets and put us under pressure along the way. But you know, a number of really valuable contributions that got us, you know, to that point. And obviously, when the win was out of the question, a draw was the next best option to try and fight for. And there was, you know, a lot of effort going into trying to achieve that. And you know, the two at the end, obviously Rachin in his first Test match and Ajaz as well, you know, showed a lot of ticket to bat those few overs there, and against, you know, high quality world class spin as the light was dimming. So it was, you know, a really exciting day.
I suppose one of the reasons why Rachin was selected to make his test debut was his all-round ability, and I guess you felt that he was ready for the sort of the maximum amount of pressure that was placed on him during this test.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he brings an all-round package for us, and generally bats at the top of the order. So, you know, having him in the side, we felt sort of helped strengthen the batting and bowl some valuable overs as well. And having said that, you know, an amazing experience to have in his first Test match, and to be there at the end, something he'll remember for a long time.
And I suppose someone who also made a massive contribution that sort of gets forgotten as to sort of concentrate on just the most recent events was Will Somerville and the night watchman job.
Yeah, he was outstanding, and stuck to a plan for long periods of time, and showed how capable he is with the bat. And you know, I think nowadays when you're looking at teams and the value of the lower order being able to, you know, I suppose apply plans and offer with the bat, certainly showed today that, you know, it's very, very important, and all those contributions were huge for us today.
But the mood in the camp high, given you know, the possibility during that last session that looked like India were going to get on top and get that win.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we knew that it was going to be a real scrap throughout the day. You know, scoring was tough. You knew that there was going to be a few bits and pieces to deal with in terms of perhaps balls keeping a bit low, or a bit of turn, whatever it was that you knew you were going to have to try and deal with. And you know, it was a really good fighting effort to bat out the day. You know, once again against in an amazing spin bowling attack. But, you know, certainly in these conditions, all three together, combined with their seamers as well that are very familiar with operating here, you know, a very, very strong side.
And last one for me, I suppose there was a little bit of fun and beauty in the last probably 2 overs not being able to be bowled for India, given that you played 5 days in smog. What were the conditions like over there? It looked very heavy at times on TV. What was it like to play in?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I suppose it meant that it got dark a little bit early, but having said that, we are starting very early, so we are getting the majority of the overs in, and obviously spin plays such a huge part. So there's always plenty of overs. I think India are 20 something overs ahead of their over rate, which is, you know, unheard of. So they were getting through their overs very quickly, and yeah, I mean, we've been involved, a lot of the players have anyway, in these sorts of games where the light's getting dark and 9 down and these sorts of things, which, you know, I guess makes way for a fantastic test match, all the emotion involved, and naturally India were, you know, very strong, and, you know, we're on top certainly coming into today and the back half of yesterday, where they, you know, the game was in the balance. And you know, for us, it was sort of some old school test cricket, trying to bat out a day and survive, which, you know, isn't seen all that often, you know, in recent years. So it was good. It was good fun, and nice to come away with the draw in the end.
Hi, Kane. Niharika this side. My question for you is, what are the high and the low points from New Zealand perspective, which you will take to for the next game in Mumbai?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of heart and effort gone into, I suppose, getting to that end result from today. Having said that, there was sort of so many contributions throughout the game that kept us right in it for long periods, certainly after losing the toss. And then, there was a really strong partnership and Ridman Saha getting 50 and really put them back on the front foot and allowed them to declare and try and fight for that winning result. So, for us having that experience going out, batsmen spending time in the middle and bowlers getting overs under their belt after a fairly disjointed, preparation, I think, is really valuable. And for us, it's important that we look to make, those adjustments quickly again. We go to a new venue and it'll be a little bit different.
Kane, just around the bowling combinations, would you say it's better to pick your best bowlers instead of thinking a certain number, two specialist spinners just because it's India, or would that be a harsh assessment of your spinners in this game?
Yeah, I mean, you're always trying to adjust to conditions, and the spinners that we have been outstanding for us in a number of games and these sorts of conditions. And I think they'll be much better for the hit out. That's for sure. They both come out of Auckland, which they've been locked in their houses for a few weeks, and so there's been a bit of a rush to get some overs under their belt. But having said that, they did make very valuable contributions with the bat and ball, and I think the way the two seamers as well operated, was simply outstanding and really gave us a fighting chance in this match.
So, Kane, I just wanted to know that after you got off to a good start in the first session, was there any contemplation that you could go for the target, start aggressively in the second session? We saw you started the second session trying to skip down the track, and Tom also trying to maneuver at the crease. So, was there any discussion of chasing the target down, or was it that you would shut shop even in the second session?
No, there weren't too many thoughts on that. Coming into the day, we're aware that all three results were still possible. But having said that, there was a lot of hard work to try and do to give yourself a chance to chase versus trying to chase too early and finding yourself in a sticky position. So it was a matter of trying to take the day deep, and then if we got close, then we would have had a crack if we were in the right position, but we weren't in the end. And India were able to put us under pressure throughout the sessions. Scoring was tough to come by, and there was a lot of sort of navigating, I guess, variable bounce and balls that spun and these sorts of things. So I mean, if things did unfold ideally, then it would have been great to try and get close to the desired result. But having said that, I think going through that second session, it was quickly off the cards, and we saw a lot of contributions from guys that really knuckled down and fought hard to try and get a draw in the end. So that was sort of the next best thing for us.
My question is, were you a tad surprised to see that the pitch held on for 5 days, considering some of the pitches that you have played in the past in India in test matches? And my second question is that, would you say that Team Saudi's effort in this test match is probably the best by a New Zealand fast bowler that you have seen in subcontinental conditions?
Yes, I think I'd agree with that statement. He was incredible. There wasn't a lot of pace to play with, but he was able to change his angles, and certainly was immaculate in his length, and created opportunities for us, which is really special, and he's certainly at his best, and it was really great to see. And in terms of the surface, I suppose, I mean, it did manage to hold on, but only just, as did we. The game was obviously very close to being decided, which, I think was a fantastic match all round. Naturally, both sides want to win and want things to go their way and all this sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the match still rode all the emotions of a fantastic test match. And For us, it was trying to survive under, a lot of pressure and quality spin that was coming at us, and a new ball that was there, and men around the bat. And, we had a brilliant crowd here in Kanpur as well that I think really enjoyed it. So, I suppose we have seen some other surfaces that have gone a couple of days, but I think all in all, it was a great test match.
Kane, my question is a bit of an extension to the last one about the pitch. Even in that final session, it looked like predominantly the turn was still a little slow by Indian standards on a fifth day. So did that sort of give you confidence that you could still save it even when the wickets fell in a heap in the last session?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose for us it was going out there and trying to apply plans for as long as we could, navigate the ball that either shot a bit low or did a few things that were natural of a wicket that was wearing. And I suppose it's only in recent years that we've seen these surfaces. I certainly remember coming here in my first tour, and the surfaces did go 5 days, and there were sort of large first innings totals and things. So I think in terms of the match in general, it was a fantastic test match that had everything, and it's hard to complain much with that in terms of the result was one ball away. And that's the beauty of Test cricket, is that every now and again there is a draw and one team's coming second, and that was us in this game, but we managed to hold on, and we know how strong this Indian side is. They're formidable in all conditions, but particularly in their own, and they showed that again in this one.
Just a final one from me, Kane. Just a comment on the performances of Kyle Jamieson, Tim Southey, and Tom Latham in this test. I think you've talked about Tim, but particularly Kyle with his 50th wicket in his 9th test, and Tom's 2 half centuries.
Yeah, the 2 seam bowlers were, incredible. I've sort of spoken about Tim and his efforts to really keep us in the game and give us a fighting chance to try and change momentum. And Kyle was very much the same. He's had a remarkable start to Test cricket, and the fastest in our country to 50 wickets by some way is a very special effort, and to do it in a number of different conditions. And it's obviously been fantastic for us as a team, but a special achievement for him individually, and Tom Latham and also Will Young as well. The contributions that they made with the bat and their sort of defiant attitude to committing to their plan and sticking to it was great to see, and put us in strong position.